The innovation courses that we teach at university are often, I just think they're absolutely horrible. The way that we teach about innovation and entrepreneurship. I'm going to tell you why. I'm a business professor. I teach about innovation and I teach about entrepreneurship. And I'm going to actually tell you the reason why they're actually often very wrong in terms of the perspective that we have. So there's two reasons I think they're fundamentally wrong. The first reason is that they are actually being taught by successful entrepreneurs and innovators. Those are the people that have done very well. Maybe they have ran 3 or 4 restaurants and they've done extraordinarily well with those 3 or 4 restaurants. And then they sell those restaurants and go and teach. That is a wonderful thing that actually happens, but it gives you a biased opinion, a biased approach of what is actually going on. You don't hear about all of the people that actually tried and never made it. Now, the second problem that often happens is that there is a lot of young academics, young researchers that get out and they don't have any experience, and then they draw upon samples of entrepreneurs, innovators that are easy to get. So these are things that are patents. These are things about research and development of successful firms that have already made it from what's called the S&P 500. And we draw upon these statistics that are extraordinarily biased in terms of the success rates that people actually do. And these people are giving advice and they're giving different perspectives on what it means to be an innovator or an entrepreneur. And they don't have that much experience, and then they think that the evidence that we are providing is actually the truth. Now, the approach that I go by is much different. The approach is based on failure. The approach is that you will fail when you go in and do entrepreneurial or innovative things, and there's very little that you can do about it. There's going to be different perspectives that people try to get you to do, like do experimentation, like actually try to think of yourself as a way that you can build this as a scientist. But many of those approaches actually don't tap into what it feels like, the experience that you're going through. And the reason why I know this is I am a business professor. I am trying to be an entrepreneur on the side. I'm building the Reciprocity Project. And it's to help out business professors or researchers. Sorry about that. This is exactly the point. There's a generator that just turned on right behind me. I'm trying to help out these folks, but I'm realizing it's a lot more difficult than I ever thought it would be because I read the biased information at the time, and I didn't realize that there's a lot more to it. You can't A/B test, you can't experiment your way to actually building a business. You can't read the literature and say this is the way that actually happens. In fact, most of it is about learning how to deal with the messiness of life. Most of it is about being passionate about something and figuring out how to get there. But being passionate, the other perspective of being passionate, it means you screwed up so many royally times and things didn't work out for you. Everybody would have said that you should have quit, and everybody does tell you that they should have quit, but you do it anyways. And you get up and you do it and you don't make any money and you're broke all of the time. I spend enormous amounts of money on the Reciprocity Project, and it still is not profitable. It still does not get to where I want it to be. I still don't have hardly anybody using the damn thing. And I've essentially, if I was in a family that I didn't have a loving wife, she would have divorced me by now. I want you to understand the reality of what it actually means to do these things. Nobody is going to care. Nobody is going to actually help you out. You have to get up and do this yourself. And there's going to be all this literature. There's going to be all these people that are going to tell you all these wonderful stories And they're going to say, like, what you're doing is truly wonderful and all of that stuff until you actually do it and you realize, no, they don't care, right? It's not going to work out that way. They don't know what they're talking about. And what you're going to have to do is realize how you can catch an edge. I love this analogy because I understand skating. When you're skating, what you will realize is that skating is very difficult. And you'll slip and slide all over the place. But there will be a moment where you actually catch an edge. And all of a sudden you will skate gracefully and it will go really well for you. But then you'll forget how to actually do it again. And it's this repetition that you go through. It's the dealing with all of the crap that happens along the way. And as you deal with this, I'm going to try to move out of the way. As you deal with this, of all of the crap that doesn't work out, you will realize that's what it means to do entrepreneurship. That's what it means to actually do good things in your life. It's realizing that nobody's going to care. It's going to be a lot more harder than you ever thought it was going to be. And everybody's going to think that you're crazy when you're actually doing it. And when you do that, and when it gets to the moment that you think you're going to quit, that's when you're actually doing entrepreneurship correctly. That's when you actually are becoming an entrepreneur. Because nobody else would have done it. They would have all quit. They would have said, tough luck, move on, and that's your life. That's what it means to be an entrepreneur. Get out, get moving, quit listening to all the other people that don't know what they're talking about, and realize you're going to be frustrated, angry, and upset all of the time, but you're going to get back up and you're going to do it again. That's what it means to do good innovation every day.